Previously on the Film Buff Gamer Guy show.
Hey, hold on. What in the actual fuck? It's supposed to be Cinetroller, not my old name. I changed my name to Cinetroller. Jerry, have you clearly not read the script? I clearly wrote Cinetroller into the goddamn script. Fuck you, Jerry. Let's start the video. I'll still pay you. Take this check and get the fuck out. In the previous episode, I reviewed Sonic Generations, the remastered version, but this is a double game compilation because I still have one game I have to review, Shadow Generations. So that is what this game is called. Okay, did I learn how to read in grade school?
So, if you want to know what happened to my narrator, I fired him.
Oh, what's that? You got children to feed? Then why can't they eat you? You are fired, bitch!
Don't worry, he found a new job. But anyway, let's review the second game in the compilation, Sonic X Shadow Generations.
2024 is the year of Shadow the Hedgehog. Not only did we get Sonic the Hedgehog 3 with Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow the Hedgehog, but we also got a story expansion of Sonic Generations with Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't think a Sonic character had a spin-off game in nearly 20 years since Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't know if I should count this as a separate game or an expansion, but considering this has its own mechanics, I will consider this an original game. Shadow Generations takes place during the events of Sonic Generations and shows the story of that game from Shadow's perspective. Although Sonic the Hedgehog has an adult following, it is a children's franchise, and this game stars an anti-hero. Usually stories starring villains and anti-heroes and having them in those people's perspectives are usually adult genres of storytelling. This is not to say that there isn't any entertainment for children that stars villains and anti-heroes. The story of this game is not that complicated, so I don't have much to say about it, but I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't played it. I will bring up that Black Doom from Shadow the Hedgehog is back. Yes, that guy is back, and so is Gerald and Maria Robotnik, the 12-year-old girl that got shot by the military. Despite being short, this is the best Sonic game in recent years, and better than Sonic Frontiers. The new stages remade into Shadow Generations were what I was missing from Sonic Generations. From Sonic Heroes, they brought back Rail Canyon, and they brought back Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06, and damn, that stage just looks so fucking beautiful. The stages from Shadow Generations are still fun, but not as good as the ones in Sonic Generations. I am still grateful, though, that the stages aren't stupidly short or long, because the average stage length is 4 to 6 minutes, which is all I need. The stages also feel more linear than they were in Sonic Generations, though. Not to say there are not any different routes to take. Just like with Sonic Generations, there are 2 acts in each zone, plus challenge stages. Act 1 is strictly in 3D, and Act 2 is 2.5D, with the Sonic Rush gameplay. The challenge stages are so much better in Shadow Generations than they were in Sonic Generations. I'm not a fan of the challenge stages in Sonic Generations. They aren't god-awful, but some of them were really dumb. With Shadow Generations, the challenge stages are much better because they are fast-paced and focused more on getting to the goal ring. Sonic Generations has a lot of challenges that are quite slow, like bouncing the goal plate to the end of the stage, but the Shadow Generations challenges make you go fast, which is the point of a Sonic game. Yes, the challenges the goals are simple, like collecting rings and killing a certain amount of enemies, but they are fun. The bosses are okay and could have been better, and not as good as the anime boss fights from Sonic Frontiers, but they are nice fan service from past games. This game does take place during the events of Sonic Generations. So Shadow does have an encounter with Sonic, but there isn't a boss fight from that, just a cutscene. I get it. The Sonic vs. Shadow boss fight was already in Sonic Generations, and Sonic clearly won the fight, but having an actual boss fight from Shadow's perspective would have been nice. I thought the final boss, Devil Doom, to be too easy. I didn't beat it in a simple pattern, but I wish it was harder though. Even if this is the traditional boost formula all over again, Shadow does have abilities that Sonic doesn't have. No, there aren't any guns in this game, so sorry for edgy 10-year-olds. I am sorry. In straight lines, you can either shift left or right immediately, or you can move the analog stick left or right, and you move smoothly. This gives the Mach Speed sessions more of a sense of freedom of movement. Shadow can use Chaos Control and freeze time around him. That is really useful for trying to get S ranks, and it makes you think more strategically when normally you don't think straight when you are in a rush. Be careful whenever you use the time stop though, because your Chaos Spears don't work when time is frozen, or fans that blow you up.
Not like explosion or ugh, that does not sound right.
Just like in the Sonic Adventure games, there are upgrades that you get, but they are from Black Doom. I rarely ever use the Chaos Spears because I only used them when the game needed me to. Pretty much all of the Doom upgrades were only useful when I needed them, like the Doom Surf and Doom Morph. My favorite upgrade that you get is the Doom Wing because you fly around the hub world like Batman in the Arkham games.
Wait a minute. Was the new Batman Arkham game Batman Arkham Shadow? Ah!
You need to have 50 rings or more to use the Doom Wing, like with Supersonic, and you can use it in stages, but also be careful when using it, because you can go flying to Neptune and die. There is a whole hub world, which is a white void like in Sonic Generations, but it's fully three-dimensional. I spent a whole chunk of the time in the hub world because it feels like an open world game just flying around. The doors to the challenges have music notes that you collect, just like in Sonic Generations. However, because the hub world is three-dimensional, the music notes are much harder to grab than in Sonic Generations, and you have to think strategically when trying to get them. When collecting the music notes, you have to think strategically and memorize the pattern to get them, and after getting them, you unlock artwork. This game has DLC which add Tokyo from the third Sonic movie, with Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow, with the character modeled in the stage after Shadow from that movie. The DLC isn't something really worth spending $6 on, unless you are a die-hard completionist. Red rings are absent from Shadow Generations. Instead, coins are collected that unlock chests to unlock artwork to look at. Even in the challenge stages, there are coins to collect when they are just challenge stages where you are not supposed to go explore. Just like Sonic Generations, there is a gallery room where you can hang out. Throughout the hub world, there are NPCs of characters from past Sonic games, like Rouge the Bat, Gerald and Maria Robotnik, and Big the Cat. Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill Fat Duke Nukem!
Kill him! Kill him! Kill him! Kill him!
They don't offer any side quests except for a Cubot and Orbot, where you need to gather all of the ship parts so they can leave the void and go home. Shadow Generations has an online mode, just like Sonic Generations, where you compete against other players around the world. I don't have any friends, which does suck, because it'll be more fun to compete against other people I know, but it's fun to try to compete against other players that probably don't speak English.
That is all the content that Shadow X Generations offer. And is this compilation worth buying? Hell yeah, this is.
Shadow Generations is a short game and would only take around 5.5 hours if you know what you are doing, but I am okay with that because this is a 2-game compilation, so I have more hours to keep my money's worth. Shadow Generations is a great expansion of a game that is over 13 years old, and holy fucking Jesus, I am getting old.
Jesus, I wanna fuck.
And it is great that Sega is focusing on quality over quantity with the Sonic franchise instead of releasing 20 games on 7 different consoles and handhelds.
I am sure that the Sonic franchise will never get another Sonic 06 or Sonic Boom ever again.
Oh! Ow! Ow!
Never mind. That is shit.